Hi, everyone. Hello out there, Dallas. Hello out there, Houston. I'm Arthur E. Benjamin, and this is Fur White, and we're here to welcome you to For the Love of Dogs again, and we're so glad to have you all with us today.
We have another fun show planned for you today, and we're going to meet the woman who started the Corridor Rescue Project. It's one of the toughest neighborhoods in Houston, and many, many homeless dogs are found in that corridor.
And we'll find out how the DFW Humane Society is helping dogs that have very little hope. Marcy Murray is here. All this, plus video clips of the day. You won't want to miss the rest of the show.
But let's start our show with Deborah Hoffman. She's the founder of Corridor Rescue. As we mentioned, the corridor is a tough area in Houston that actually has been called the Corridor of Cruelty. Deborah's here with some insight into her mission and how she saves these dogs. So let's welcome Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Hello. Thank you.
I can't tell you, reading about the corridor, I didn't know anything about the corridor, and I was shocked. How did it all start for you?
Well, same as you, I didn't know anything about the corridor either until I ended up there one day. Actually, it's probably been 6 years ago that I first ended up there on a rescue mission of some Dalmatians while I was working with another rescue group. At that time, I saw just the immense problem that was going on in the area, and I rescued about 7 dogs on my own over a 3-month period, but then couldn't keep coming back out there. It's not a place that you go to shop at. It's not a place that you go to eat at. It's totally low-income area, just devastated population with strays. But what happened is I ended up a year and a half later getting a call from a friend who had originally alerted me to the area about a mama dog that was pregnant. Could I go out there, possibly find her, find rescue for her? So that was the day I took my 12-year-old daughter with me out to this area that I had not yet dubbed the Corridor of Cruelty, and we spent the day out there. And what we saw was simply appalling. We saw dogs with broken bones, scrounging for food, pregnant mamas, lactating mamas, dogs with no hair, just living in the ditches, coming out of the woods, foraging for food. We both left there with tears in our eyes, crying. My daughter looked at me, and we had also driven through the neighborhoods and saw what poor conditions that the dogs in the homes were living in. And she looked at me and said, "Mama, the SPCA needs to be called on this whole place." And I said, "Yes, dear, yes it does," because there was so much cruelty and neglect going on. So what happened after that is basically that night I got on my knees and I prayed to God to somehow inspire me to do something to help, because this second time I was out there, I could not turn my back any longer. And by that Tuesday, I was inspired, and I wrote a long email, and I described the situation, and I pleaded for help. And I sent that to a Yahoo group that I belonged to and about 20 other contacts I had made at that time, and the response was phenomenal. And I got help with the feeding stations immediately, which to this day we still have. We have a team of about 18 feeding station volunteers that go out on a daily basis. We lay out 500 to 600 pounds of food a week, and we keep dozens and dozens of starving animals alive until we can bring them into rescue.
Where exactly is this area?
This is in Northeast Houston, and it's actually off of I-59 North and Little York. And it's a 2-mile span of area in either direction. I mean, you can keep going, and it just gets worse and worse the more you go into the area. But it's Northeast Houston.
Sounds like a place that I wouldn't want to be as a homeless dog.
No, it's definitely not. We actually, since 2008, have rescued well over 600 stray animals. We could not have done that with the help of our dedicated volunteers, our many donors and supporters that help us in other ways. And as a matter of fact, we've worked with 27 other rescue groups in Houston and surrounding areas, and they've taken in approximately 150 of those over 600 dogs. So we're all about teamwork with other rescues in Houston, teamwork, anything to help these dogs.
Now, do people just go dump their dogs in this area?
A lot of people do. We have actually recent records of the HPD, which is the Houston Police Department, cameras catching people dumping, and they prosecuted 3 cases because of those cameras recently. People spent, you know, a couple nights in jail, got a fine, can't own a dog for another year. So there is a lot of dumping going on in this area in different spots. Unfortunately, not all the dogs dumped are live dogs. There's a lot of dogs that are dumped in plastic garbage bags, and they're obviously from dog fighting rings. And we run across that all the time. Almost any time a feeder's out on a Saturday or Sunday morning, you can bet there's going to be a garbage bag with the dog that had just been fought and then killed.
Do you have special protocols before you send someone into the corridor area?
Well, we don't encourage people that are not on our feeding team to go out there alone. And yes, we do have a protocol in place for our feeding team. Safety of our volunteers is first and foremost, and they are never to be out there after dark. And they go out in pairs of 2. And we try and keep a low profile because it is a dangerous area. Like I said, it's low income. There's people that are in desperate situations out there. But we do have protocol in place for the safety of our volunteers.
That is just horrible. You had written a letter, I guess.
It was an email, which is the
What
one.
was in that?
Basically, I stated that if I did not try and find help for these animals, I just couldn't live with myself. And then I went on to talk about how they're everywhere. They're walking on broken bones. They're starving. They're emaciated. They're hairless. They're mange-ridden. They're scratching themselves to death. You know, can people help? Can you just stop in, you know, either rescue one yourself and take it in, or if you're a rescue group, you know, could you please take one in? You know, so far we've gotten 4 off the, by the time I wrote the email, I think we'd rescued 8 at that time. And I said, you know, we can rescue 440, 400, and now we're up to over 600, so it's really been quite a miracle. But it's basically, yes, I'm the founder, I wrote the letter, I do the daily operations of running the organization, but the whole thing is based on a huge network of dedicated volunteers, dozens and dozens of volunteers that have made this thing work and grow, and our donors and our supporters in many ways. So it's what I call the Corridor Army, and all together we are an army, and we are fighting this battle against injustice and cruelty to animals in this particular area of town. There are other areas in Houston that are as devastated, but we actually have been told recently by the city pound that the corridor area is by far the worst as far as strays and dumping goes.
And I also understand there's an outreach program.
Yes,
you've started.
that's something that I started 2 years ago. It's called CARES, which stands for Community Animal Relief Effort and Services.
Nice.
And we decided that, you know, by rescuing the dogs, we're just putting a Band-Aid on the problem. We're not addressing the spaying and neutering of the resident animals, because that's where a lot of the strays come from. They break loose. We find many on chains around their necks or makeshift collars of some kind dragging behind them. So a lot just get loose. They don't care. They don't go after them. They end up on the streets that way or by dumping. So we put a Band-Aid on by rescuing them, but we wanted to do more. So we started a program where we offer free and spay-neutering to the residents of the corridor. And to date, we have done 168 animals in the corridor. And we're ramping up for a spring season. We have outreach events planned for April,
Nice.
for March and April. And we're going to kick off with our tenting activities to draw the crowd in to learn about spaying, neutering, and that we will provide it free.
Well, and tell us while we have time about your Rover Rescue book.
Well, that is something that our fundraising coordinator is working on. It's a fundraiser for Corridor Rescue, because without donations we cannot care for the 100 animals that are in our program.
Aww.
The Rover book is actually a museum quality piece that is published by Andrew Grant from Los Angeles, a commercial photographer, and he has chosen Corridor Rescue as the only local rescue in Houston in which to work with on this. And for a donation, you can get your pictures of your star quality babies, 2-page spread into
gorgeous.
this book.
That is gorgeous. I wish we had more time to talk about this.
I know.
Well, I have a challenge.
What?
Carolyn Farb, if you're watching the
Oh, dear.
program, it's your dogs we want in the book.
Yes, we do,
Yeah.
Carolyn.
So to Carolyn and anyone else out there who wants to help Deborah in her mission to save the corridor, or if you want to learn more about the Rover rescue book, visit her website. Go to corridorrescue.org.
Deborah, thanks so much for being here, and thanks so much for what you do for the dogs
Thank
Yes.
you. It's
in the
been an
corridor.
honor. Thank you for
Everything.
having me.
When we come back, the DFW Humane Society is also on a mission to help animals that have nowhere else to go, just like yours. So we'll be right back.
My name is Teresa. This is Scooter.
My name is Amber. This is Duke.
I'm Dr. Dixon, and this is Annie.
I'm Emily. This is Jackson.
I'm Kelsey, and this is Skittles.
My name is Miko. This is Chloe.
My name is Ty. This is Callie.
My name is Tamar. This is Simon.
My name is Renee. This is Snowball.
My name is Dr. Miller. This is Fletcher.
My name is Eric. This is Sport.
My name is Stacy, and this is Britches.
And I'm a pet lover first.
And I am a pet lover first.
Every year, families in North Texas unknowingly spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in support of neglect, abuse, and disease. When you buy a puppy from a parking lot or flea market, you could be supporting the cruelty of puppy mills that profit from dogs bred in abusive conditions. Help us stop the cycle. To learn how, go to spca.org/no-puppy-mills and take the puppy pledge.
Welcome back to For the Love of Dogs. The DFW Humane Society is one of the longest running rescue organizations in North Texas. It's been around since 1967, year of your birth.
No.
And in that time, it has saved thousands of homeless and unwanted pets.
Their Guardian Angel Fund program is second to none in helping dogs. So watch this.
Unlike many dogs, Desert Bob does not seem to mind that he's going to the vet. Maybe he knows it's because the worst is behind him.
This is actually going to be a really good checkup.
A good checkup after a terrible ordeal that started a year ago when Bob got out of his pen in the town of Desert, Texas. He got into a neighbor's trash.
They tried to shoo Bob away.
But Bob is deaf, so he did not hear the neighbor yelling.
They shot him, and they aimed for his heart.
Desert Bob survived and made it back to his pen, but he never got proper medical care. Eventually, Bob's owner called DFW Humane Society volunteer Marcy Murray.
When I picked up Bob, it was very clearly infected, and he wasn't in very good health.
He has a fairly large caliber bullet in him.
X-rays show how close the bullet is to his heart. In fact, it's so close it cannot be removed.
He had an opening about the diameter of my little finger right here that he'd had for months.
But with the infection treated, Bob's prognosis is great.
But he's ready to go home. He can be adopted.
Yep, he could.
Well, Marcy Murray is a volunteer for the DFW Humane Society. She's here today with us to tell us more about the organization. Welcome, Marcy.
Thank you.
So, who did you bring with you here today that's laying down on the floor?
This is Hope. And Hope came to us from Irving Animal Services. We actually share a building with Irving Animal Services in a partnership. And we work really well with them. But being a city shelter themselves, when they have an animal that needs a lot of medical attention, they can't really provide that. So
what is her condition?
Her condition, when she came to us, she had Demodex mange so badly.
That's the non-contagious mange.
The non-contagious mange. That just means her immune system couldn't handle something that a normal dog with a normal immune system could handle. And so she basically had no hair, and a lot of secondary infections. She was a bald dog. So we were able, because of our Guardian Angel Fund, which is a special medical fund that we're able to have funds donated to us through the generosity of others, and take on medical conditions and make the dog bring him back to health. We were able to take on Miss Hope here, and she's probably about halfway through her treatment. And their infections are gone. She's grown most of her hair back. She still has some pink paws, and her ears are really pink, her chest is really pink, but she's doing so much better, and we'll hopefully be able to get the rest of her dips in that she gets every 2 weeks and have her available for adoption soon.
Well, tell us more about the DFW Humane Society.
We've been in business helping homeless and unwanted dogs, giving them a second chance at life for about 45 years now. And we started in a really ramshackle building on Irving Boulevard. When I started volunteering about 7 years ago, we were in that building. And we were saving money to build a new shelter, and it seemed like we would never get one. But through this partnership with the City of Irving, 3 years ago, we moved into our new shelter, and it is a beautiful facility. It's light and bright. In our old facility, we had a marketing problem. People would come in, it was dark and dingy, it was really basically falling down. And when you walked in, there was a smell that just wouldn't go away. No matter how clean it was, it just wouldn't go away. But the pets, when they would come in, they would get sick, and they would stay sick just because the ventilation wasn't good. But 3 years ago, when we moved into our new shelter in partnership with the City of Irving, it was light, it was bright, it was welcoming. It had proper ventilation, so the pets came in, they stayed well. If they were sick, they got well faster so that they could be put up for adoption. And people came and they stayed and they adopted. And our adoptions went up 75%, and they continue to go up every year. And the City of Irving, the city made a big deal about it. The people came, they're still talking about us, they're referring all their friends to us. So it's made a huge difference in the lives of the animals, the welfare of the animals, and our volunteers have grown, the team of our volunteers have grown because it's a more fun place to volunteer. So.
How many dogs do you move through the society a year?
In the past, in our old shelter, we've moved between 600 and 800, and now we're moving probably about 1,800 a year, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you work with the shelter and fosters?
Our foster program is pretty limited. Okay. We're mostly just within the shelter, yeah. And at any time we can have between 80 and 100 animals at our shelter.
Oh, wow.
Do you rely on donations for that?
We do. We are a 501c, and through the generosity of donations and fundraisers that we do throughout the year, we also even collect aluminum cans and turn those in for money. Every little dollar or penny helps. We have some school kids that do penny drives.
Well, before you go,
the radio station.
When I first started volunteering, I knew that we had our marketing problem, and we're a no-kill shelter, so we keep our pets until they find a home. One of the things that I was able to do, I was listening to an independently owned radio station, and so I pitched to them, let's do a pet of the week. Because they didn't answer to a corporate audience or a corporate management team, they came in 100% and said, yes, let's do this. And they have some activities. They have 2 big concerts a year. And one of my hobbies is making jewelry. And so I started asking the musicians that they play on that station, their local musicians, to donate their used guitar strings. And with those guitar strings, I make jewelry, and I sell them at these concert events. They donate a booth to us. We bring some animals to the concert event, and they're there for about 4 hours during the day, and we collect donations, and I sell these strings made into jewelry for donations.
Yeah,
and
they're adorable, and you even have earrings there.
And it's good because the people coming to the concert are excited to have a piece of their artist, and all the money, 100% of the proceeds go to the Angel Fund.
Okay,
Tell us about
about it. Yeah.
The Angel Fund. The Angel Fund is, when we put together the budget for the year at the DFW Humane Society, we don't budget for medical needs, for animals that come in with heartworm disease that need to be treated. A situation like Hope here that is going to probably require 6 months worth of treatment, vet visits, the cost of the dip that she needs. We seem to be the home of the three-legged dog, and I think that we've got some pictures of some of our pets that had to have a leg amputated for some reason or another, and they do fine with 3 legs, but it costs for the surgical treatment and all the miscellaneous other things that we have that need vet visits and medications and things like that. We collect donations for the Guardian Angel Fund, and we've had fantastic results with that. We've been able to get our pets back to health and get into a home. And this is one way that I can help the shelter directly.
One fantastic artistic way.
And plus, yes, I was going to say, help with my artistic outlet need. So it's just one way that I can make a difference and give myself a little bit of self-fulfillment.
Well, I got to tell you, these are amazing.
Thank you.
And yes, I think more people should get them and wear them, and then the more people that wear them, they can say where did they come from and what they're going to, and hopefully more people can go to your website and head your way. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you for having me. There are a lot of volunteer opportunities available at the Humane Society, and they can go on our website and learn a little bit more.
If anyone's interested in Hope or in the DFW Humane Society, you can go to their website, dfwhumane.com. They're located in Irving, Texas.
At 972-721-7788 if you need more information. So I guess we're going to take another break.
We are.
And then we're going to come back when we have much more to share with you. So we've got videos. Stay with us.
So I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
My name is Teresa. This is Scooter.
My name is Amber. This is Duke.
I'm Dr. Dixon, and this is Annie.
I'm Emily. This is Jackson.
I'm Kelsey, and this is Skittles.
My name is Miko. This is Chloe.
My name is Ty. This is Callie.
My name is Tamar. This is Simon.
My name is Renee. This is Snowball.
My name is Dr. Miller. This is Fletcher.
My name is Eric. This is Sport.
My name is Stacy, and this is Britches.
And I'm a pet lover first.
And I am a pet lover first.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Back to For the Love of Dogs. Each week we try to find something that could put a smile on your face, and we think we have 2 videos that can do just that.
The first video was published last April and has already been viewed by millions. It's a clip of a mom saving her puppy who couldn't get out of a pool. Watch this.
Wow, that was amazing. Now the next clip is really funny, and it comes from PetSami.com. The story of Dog Star, the Imperial Pooch who comes face to face with rebel forces with the Jedi battle, and it has begun. Watch and listen for the little boy's laughter.
Thanks again to Besami.com for these funny videos.
That was pretty hilarious. We might need to get some lightsabers.
We should. Some dogs out here with us.
Right?
Yeah.
I think we could hold our own.
I don't know. That dog looked pretty scary.
He looked pretty good.
He was holding his own.
He was holding his own.
Well, that's going to do it for today's show. Thanks to Deborah Hoffman with Corridor Rescue and Marcy Murray with DFW Society, DFW Humane Society. Thank you for all you do for the dogs here in Texas.
Yeah, that really was an incredible story. So anything you can do to spread the word of the Corridor, because that's the first I had heard of it, and I know you had said
that's the first I've heard of it.
Heard of it either. So, you know, and like she said, don't necessarily go driving through there by yourselves.
And if you know Carolyn Farb, give her a call.
Give her a call.
Tell her that Arthur Benjamin challenged her to do something for the dogs in the corridor.
That's right. Well, remember to keep up with For the Love of Dogs online at AmericanDogRescue.org. And as always, be sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
For all of us here at For the Love of Dogs, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.